Panama City Beach officials are proposing an ordinance that would restrict drone and aircraft use over private and public property in the city. They held a first reading of the Aviation Ordinance during last Thursday's meeting. But as News 13's Emma Riley tells us, it appears the city is violating Federal Aviation Administration policies regarding authority over public airspace.
Panama City Beach officials proposed an ordinance on Thursday that would limit the flying of any aircraft over private and public property without written permission. It also prohibits flying drones between 0 and 500 feet over private property.
It's a good ordinance. I think it gives the police department a good opportunity to make sure people can have privacy in their own home and on their property.
But according to the Federal Aviation Administration, state and local governments are not permitted to regulate any type of aircraft operations, such as flight paths or altitudes or the navigable airspace. It also states that cities and municipalities are not permitted to have their own rules and regulations governing the operation of aircraft. Beach officials say their reason for the ordinance is to protect citizens, but there are already laws in place to protect homeowners.
Every state and the feds have a video voyeurism law or a peeping Tom law, which would already make this illegal. And if you think someone's peeping on you, you have every right to call the authorities and get them to come check that out.
Coley completed Gulf Coast State College's Unmanned Safety Institute program. He says drone pilots are taught all of the FAA's rules and regulations on how to safely operate drones in an integrated airspace.
I honestly was just amazed that they would try to pass something like that. It is clearly in violation of FAA regulations, and they really have no legal right to do so. And it would just restrict commercial pilots and hobbyists from getting any shots.
All commercial drone pilots are required to have a license. Even hobbyists are required to register with the FAA.
It's did they research? Did they Google it first? And it doesn't seem like it would be a really viable restriction for drone pilots in this area. We have a lot of regulations to deal with, and I don't believe our local commissioners read any of them before trying to introduce this new restrictions for drone pilots.
In Panama City Beach, Emma Riley, News 13, Panhandle Strong.
Panama City Beach city officials refused our request for an interview, but sent a written statement late this afternoon. They say they heard the concerns of commercial drone operators and plan to make amendments to the draft ordinance. The second reading is scheduled for the next council meeting, April 13th. The public will have the opportunity to comment.